Hello, I have a lot to talk about and I'm thinking of once again filming more than one video today because I have so much to say. First of all, yesterday I mentioned my mug and I have swapped it in for my other Disney mug, the Mickey and Minnie one. I haven't swapped out my other one yet. That's because I couldn't find any more in the cupboard, and I do love the Winnie the Pooh mug, but this one's also pretty nice, and I just had the best cup of tea. It was the perfect strength, it had the right amount of honey, it was the perfect temperature, everything about it was just spot on. So now I'm wearing a big smile on my face because it just makes me happy. Anyway, so I had something to talk about today that literally came to my mind maybe 5 minutes ago, and it's something I've thought about a lot. So I grew up in Holland, but I spoke English because my mum's British. So I spoke British English, but with a slight Dutch accent. And when I spoke Dutch, I had a slight English accent. But I always remember thinking, ever since I was very, very little, imagine having the same accent as someone else and not hearing an accent. Like for me, all my life, I've had an accent that is not standard and that you don't hear anywhere else. So I even remember when I was very, very little going to England and I would be able to hear the British accent, but I remember thinking they probably don't hear each other's accents. And that still to this day is something I can't quite comprehend because again, I still have an accent. And I genuinely wonder, do people hear their own accent? Like could you, if you were in the same room as someone with the same accent as you, could you hear that? And the reason I was thinking this is because I don't think my father speaks with an accent, but obviously he does, but I don't hear it. And that's so weird to me because obviously everyone else hears an accent. But I'm even now at a point where pretty much everyone in my family, all my siblings at least, I can hear an accent with them as well because they sound quite Australian, especially compared to me. And there's very few people in my life that I have met where I've been like, oh, it's a neutral a neutral accent? What does that even mean? Is there such a thing? Like, if you are from the same area of London, for example, as your next door neighbour, you've both been brought up very similarly, and you speak the same way, what do you hear? Do you hear that you both have an accent, or... Oh, it just baffles me. Because I know I sound quite British, usually, at least that's what people tell me. But obviously it's not pure British. It's still mixed with a bit of Australian, a bit of Dutch, a bit of goodness knows what else. And yeah, I think I'm just curious about accents. I always have been, and it just made me think. I just can't comprehend not hearing an accent. Then I guess that's how I feel about my father. I don't know, it's so weird. Because obviously if you're from the same area, you wouldn't hear an accent. I don't know. Anyway, let me know down below how you feel about all that, what your opinions are, what you hear. I'm just fascinated by it. Okay. Bye, I'll see you shortly for tomorrow's video.